Hi, it's Michael here from DNA, and in the next 3 or 4 minutes we're just going to talk about how you can customize your bibliography further once you've actually added it using Zotero. Now in the previous video we talked a little bit about changing the citation style using a different style that you might have downloaded from the Zotero website, but there might be some other little things that you want to do to your bibliography which I'm going to show you in this short video. Okay, so back in Microsoft Word on a Windows PC here, I'm going to click on Add-ins so that we can see our Zotero controls. Again, if you're using an Apple Macintosh computer, you should find that these controls are already visible when you open your Word document. So, we're talking a little bit about making some more customization to our citations and our bibliography. First of all, it's just remembering that once you've put a citation in, it's actually a code. If it goes grey like that, you don't really want to be typing stuff straight in that code. You want to use a control if you want to add something like a page number. So with that citation highlighted, I'm going to choose this icon here, the second one along, which is the Edit Citation button. And this then just allows me to go back into this classic citation window and add in a page number, for instance. When I click on OK, we can see the page number has been added. So you always want to be using the edit buttons rather than manually changing these codes inside your Word document. Now, one thing I've heard that students like to do, from the students that I've seen, is actually sometimes add in books to their reference list that they haven't cited in their document. So their tutors want to see wider reading, even if you haven't actually cited it anywhere in your document. So if you want to go in and add in some additional text here, we go up to this icon here, Edit Bibliography. Now this window looks quite like the previous window we saw, but if we can see here on the right hand side, we've got all the references that are currently in your bibliography. We're going to add something else in here. Just to make it stand out, I'm going to choose something silly that isn't relevant to this essay. I'm going to add in my book about Aztecs, pop that on the end, and when I click on OK, it's added it to the reference list there, the second one here, but it hasn't actually inserted a citation anywhere in the main body of the document. So that's quite useful if that's something that you need to do in your document. It is also worth just mentioning this button here, the Zotero Refresh button. This is just useful in case there are strange things going in your document. Bibliographic entries aren't being imported properly. It's just worth knowing that you've got that button you can press and it will re-import all the information from the codes that you've put in your document, and it will build your reference list again. So to demonstrate this, I'm just going to type a bit of nonsense into the middle of this entry at the bottom, but if I go up to the Zotero Refresh button and click on it, that disappears and it's just rebuilt my reference list for me. The final thing I want to talk about in this video is a situation where perhaps you have built your bibliography but it's very slightly different from what your university wants. So hopefully, as discussed in the previous video, you should be able to find the style that you want. But if you can't and it's very slightly different and you actually need to change these entries in the bibliography slightly, as we've discussed, the problem is every time you add a new entry into your reference list, then it's going to update it again and change the formatting back. So even if I go in and manually get rid of these brackets here, I click on refresh again, or if I'd added in a new citation, it would give me those brackets back again. Now what I'm going to show you is something that you only want to use if you really are stuck in that kind of situation. You need to make minor edits to the way this reference list looks, or to the citations themselves. So that is this final button in the Zotero bar here, and that is the Remove Codes button. Now if I click on this, it's given me this warning message saying that removing these codes will prevent Zotero from updating citations. So you should only use this as a last ditch attempt, because when I click on OK, now we can see that when I click on them, it isn't actually highlighting them. This is just straight text now. I can go in and I can add in extra content here, and if I click on the refresh button, nothing is going to happen because those codes have all removed. So that is a useful tool. It's good to know it's there, but use it judiciously. Only use it if you really are stuck and you can't get Zotero to make your bibliography look exactly how you want it.